bisexuals maybe do deserve rights.
Society has moved past the need for blink twice.
I'm pro lie to HR all the time. Do what you need to do.
We should be like, oh, sorry, I have chemo.
Bitch, give me my sunglasses for real? No, because you pissed me off.
There's something about just the absolute like brat summer brazenness with which she did all of this stuff.
Hunter, I need you to touch grass.
I'm like a different girl in these sunglasses.
Wait, that was so derogatory the way you said on now this.
Someone's not off book.
But I have to come clean, which is I woke up drunk.
Well.
Hey.
Don't say it like that. When I got onto this microphone, the first thing I heard you say is, well, I was drunk, so.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get to. But first we have to get to these.
Bitch, give me my sunglasses for real? No, because you pissed me off. Just like an only child. For the record, for the listeners out there, I left my sunglasses, my favorite pair of sunglasses, in the New York studio. Hunter graciously, so I thought, but never trust a Leo, picked them up for me. I thought, great, she'll mail them out. I'll get them in a few days. No, I open Instagram. Immediately, this bitch is posting a carousel with them in there.
Mailing
Just
them
nasty.
out. How dare you even think I would do such a thing? No.
You forced me to buy these overpriced sunglasses.
Hate the mail. I love them. I'm not giving them back. I'm not giving them back.
You better be.
I'm not giving them back.
I'm going to snatch them off that light-skinned face of yours. I swear to God. Reparations.
I'm putting a little Cheeto through my door. Like I'm locking the door double bolt.
Child, let me lock the door. You're
love
so
them.
nasty.
No, I'm like a different girl in these sunglasses. I've been running
They're
around
actually
town.
cute.
They look so cute on me. I've been running around town. I feel like,
but you're pissing me off.
For the first like 10 minutes of every interaction, when it's like, oh, the glasses are staying on. Totally. It's like the person I'm speaking to, like that connects for them that I'm not taking my glasses off.
I think it's the perfect amount of like cuntiness because you can still see your eyes. So it's not like full black, like I'm checked out of this conversation, but I am judging you. And I'm finding you maybe not important enough to put them onto my forehead or take them off. It's like a good amount of like cunty and catty. I don't know.
They're not going on this forehead, though. Not a lot can fit up here. Let me say that.
Jesus. But Bonnie and Clyde, since I have gotten my sunglasses stolen from me, please feel free to send me another pair.
Oh, she's shameless, too. Oh, Lord.
I'm not. Absolutely. I'm a Taurus. I'm stingy.
No, I love them. Let me take them off. I love them so much, though. I feel my powers decrease when they're gone. Okay, well... I don't really have any. I was like, what did I do this weekend? Watched stuff. I watched a lot of stuff, which we'll get to. What did you do this weekend?
Pretends to be shocked. Breaking news, Hunter watched things and then made me watch like 25 of them. God was watching me. That's what was happening this weekend.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm coming clean to say on our Friday podcast, producing call. I'm so sorry to the team. I'm so sorry to everyone listening to this. But I have to come clean, which is I woke up drunk for that call.
I knew the camera was off for a reason. I was like, I've seen her get on the camera beat before. Like looking busted.
No, it was cameras off boots. It was camera never coming on. Camera never coming on, okay? But that's what happens when you do Halloween with a bunch of gays in Palm Springs, okay? I tried to keep up. I don't know why gays weren't allowed to participate in the war before because they fight harder than anybody else. I was in the trenches. I was on the floor. I was in the dirt.
Oh my God. How long were you in Palm Springs for?
Oh, it felt like a week, but only a day, maybe 2 days.
Are you serious?
2 days.
I was
yes, and it felt like
there
a week of my life.
Literally like 7 to 9 days. Just based on the social posts I've been seeing.
Which has only hit close friends, by the way. That's when you know.
That's how bad.
We haven't even gone public. It was treacherous. Shout out to my friend Evan Nicole Brown, the only heterosexual on that trip that, honestly, she was a survivor. She put in the work.
If anyone that we know like has the stamina to keep up, it's definitely Evan. Well, I didn't do really anything else this weekend. Halloween lasted until damn near Tuesday afternoon.
Absolutely. Were you pro that? Did you have a big take on that? I felt like that was a divisive topic, having 2 weekends of Halloween. Like, did you have big feelings about that? Or you just were like,
Remy had 2 costumes in a day. And that was enough for us. But I was mad because I specifically wore my early voting sticker so that when we walked around the neighborhood for like trick-or-treating, then people would be like, oh my gosh, thank you for your vote. And no one said a word.
Thank you for doing your civil duties. Wait, I do have to say something really funny that you will specifically love. Like, this isn't even for the listeners. Why was I checking my brother's Instagram story? And like, more lore about my brother will come up. I promise he voted. I was in the group family text when he was figuring out his absentee ballot. But why did he post like a specific sticker on his Instagram story that was an I voted sticker? But it was definitely from like a few years ago. And I was like, why even do that? Like, he was like, I just like this one better. I was like, but people are going to it's going to look like you didn't vote because this is an old sticker.
No, he simply voted for Obama again.
A third time.
Simply found a way.
And this time I'm going to get that joke right. But if you're listening to this, I hope that you have voted. Dear God, by the time this comes out.
God, and by this time we'll know the election results. Too spooky. Scarier than any Halloween costumes. Okay, what are we talking about this week? Girl. Are you ready to talk about the Grey's Anatomy docuseries, Anatomy of Lies? That was actually like the freakiest, scariest stuff I've ever seen. We're talking about that. We're talking about Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz calling off their engagement. Can you believe? Right? This close to Halloween, when every mixed couple just, it's like one tree fallen in the
I was
woods.
waiting for them to do the bear. Actually, she's too light-skinned to do Io from The Bear. And
that costume is played because I did it after season 1.
I know interracial couples love doing that. What else are we talking about?
Not too much. Okay. We're talking about, Tyler the Creator's new album, Chromacopia.
And don't forget that we have a bonus segment that drops every Thursday only on Wondery Plus. This week, we're talking about the Love is Blind reunion. So subscribe to Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts to check that out if you have the stamina and if you're ready to lock in.
Oof. So let me just say this.
Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first and a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. It's a safe space.
To talk shit.
But, of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Okay, it is rare that I watch true crime. It is rare that I also watch, like, more than, 2 hours of anything that's not Roni, like, TV-wise. But girl, my Peacock app was working overtime because this Grey's Anatomy focused show, Anatomy of Lies, about the Grey's writer who faked cancer, among other things. I was at the edge of my seat. I was scared to go to bed at night. Like, did you not?
I gotta lock my door. Elizabeth Finch might be coming through.
I said, just like the brazenness with which she lied about every single thing in her life. Okay, so
name a few.
So some background. The series is about Elizabeth Finch, a writer for Grey's Anatomy who faked her cancer diagnosis. For sure, faked that. Maybe also very likely that she also faked a sexual harassment claim, a sexual abuse claim, and an abortion story that went viral, on Now This. There's Vanity Fair.
Wait, that was so derogatory the way you said on Now This.
Well, at that point, I'm like, well, they maybe believe too much. Now that. No.
Now let me tell you this. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
So there's a Vanity Fair expose about her that came out in 2022. But this docuseries goes into the story more in depth, including some time that she spent at an inpatient facility. Maybe because she needed to, but also very definitely for research, where she met a woman and they kind of started up a romance, and then she continued to terrorize this woman's family. There's not a lot of true crime that I like, but oh my gosh, I loved this. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I like true crime though. I find myself there. But when it first started, part of me was like, this woman wrote on Vampire Diaries, True Blood, and Friday Night Lights. A 3 for 3? Those are some of my favorite shows. Great. What?
Wait, I have to pause. She didn't write on Friday Night Lights. She just, that was part of one of her lies. As she was faking cancer. She was faking cancer. She started this whole grassroots internet BuzzFeed campaign to get the people on Friday Night Lights to what did they say? Write state on a piece of paper as out of solidarity for her cancer diagnosis, Oh my God.
Wait, okay, now I'm pissed all over again because I was like, ooh, it's going to be hard to make me hate her. Those are 3 of my favorite shows. I mean, True Blood, Vampire Diaries, you know I'm a vampire head, I'm a vampire girl. I was like, all right, let's see what she does. Faking cancer, it's not great, but let's see what happens.
We have to talk about the way that she faked the cancer, the way that she like put yellow makeup on her face to make her look jaundiced, the way she like faked having a port in her chest for chemotherapy, the way that she would like shave her head, all of this stuff, the way she'd be like, oh, sorry, I have chemo. And it's like, what?
Fake throwing up in the bathroom, like passing out, like say, I mean, there are so many things that shocked me in this documentary, and we will get to as much as we can. But one of them that was like, this is actually so bonkers, of course, this would come out, was when she faked her brother's own suicide. She never retracted the statements about her brother allegedly abusing her as a child, which is, you know, the alleged context for why she leans into this web of lies. But she had said that her brother committed suicide. And it's like, isn't it very documentable that this person is very much alive? Like, the cancer thing, okay, like if someone tells you have cancer, imagine having the audacity to be like, prove it. But now, cancer patients worldwide are going to have to prove it. Like, this is so insane. That moment specifically, for some reason, not that it was even the worst thing she did, it actually wasn't, but that moment was like, oh, you really are a lawless woman. Like, you really are just saying yes and to the role.
100%. And the context with which she like told this lie that her brother had committed suicide was her, I guess at that point it was her fiance, eventual wife's like abusive ex-husband had, like, spoiler alert, shot himself. And she was like kind of pulling focus from a woman who had already been through so much, which was like the most despicable part of all of that. It's like,
yes,
and on top of this, you're making her like abusive dead husband also about yourself. And I think coming back to that, like this stuff about how she had basically like attached herself to this woman in treatment facility, totally manipulated her after this woman had like been through like a hugely monumental abusive like marriage, and just like extracting every story, every experience from her was like devastating to watch. And the doc interviews that woman extensively, and it did feel like it was handled very sensitively for her. You can even see like the way that she talks about it, that she's like a victim of this woman's lies.
Yeah, after being a victim of domestic abuse for her entire relationship, and those poor children, I think she's about like maybe 4 or 5 kids, all of them just ripped through with trauma from having their dad stalk, abuse, and harass their mother to being taken away from their mother and put in foster care. And then after all of that, little Miss Fake Cancer comes in and not even just comes into their life, comes in like the day their dad dies by suicide.
Yeah.
Like the day. And I think that the daughter had said something really poignant, which was like, either she's like it's such a big choice to insert yourself into their lives in that way, in that exact moment. Like, you better be here for the long haul, or you are simply just like profiting from this trauma and Photoshop. Like, there's no way for these kids not to think about that moment in their life without thinking about this now like monster of a woman integrating herself into it as well.
Totally. And
like,
it's such that thing of like, this relationship just seems totally transactional, because she was literally using their stuff, pitching it in the Grey's Anatomy room. Like, she was using the inpatient stuff. She's using kind of like some of the her like eventual wife's trauma around her own like nursing, all of this stuff, because that woman was a nurse. I was like, oh, what is wrong with you? How do you look at this family and you're like, oh my God, what stories can I use them to tell on television? Even the therapist, even like the type of therapy that she had done, that her wife had also done in this treatment facility where they met, she even used that and then took the woman's damn therapist. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, taking a therapist? I know that I've committed this crime as well in my previous relationship.
Yes.
But I got consent, at least. But taking a therapist is some real nasty work.
That's some
like,
down
it takes
in
a
the
long, as we've
gutter.
talked about on this podcast, it takes a long time to establish a relationship with a therapist, a good one and a true one. And she snatched that thing from under her. Oh, shout out to Jen and her kids. If you guys are listening to Let Me Say This, we're on your team. But was there a moment for you, Hunter, that was like, oh, there's no turning back. This is the most ultimate shocking moment or something that stuck with you?
I think it was just that like every single thing, which one of the women who was also in the Grey's like writer's room brought this up, that every single thing that seemed to happen in the news, every trending topic, this woman, Liz Finch, had a story about it. Like, oh, abortion rights are under fire. Guess what? I was going through chemotherapy and had to have an abortion. Oh, the Me Too movement. Guess what? I was abused on the set of The Vampire Diaries. Oh, all of this stuff was piling up, and she's like writing little essays, op-eds about every single one of them. And it's like, hold on, sweetheart, you're the Forrest Gump of like trending topics on the internet in 2018. Like make it make sense, because it's not adding up in my head. And then the Tree of Life shooting, she had a personal and direct connection to that too, like new people who died. Like all of this comes together, and you are simply like, you know, one step away from every major historical action. This is insane. This is insane.
Yeah. I feel like it's one thing to lie to your work. I'm pro lie to HR all the time. Do what you need to do. Maybe not to that degree, but to lie and then live tweet your entire, like, picking up the pieces of my friend from, that's like, of course. See, the thing that kind of stumped me for a bit was like, we need more investigative journalists on the case. We need more Hunter Harris type of friends, aka people that will immediately fact check something online and be like, this ain't adding up. Let me go to your Twitter. Let me go to your Instagram. I was actually surprised that, again, why would anyone question someone having cancer? Like, I get that, but like, I was like, this girl has set herself up because she has live tweeted every alleged experience she has ever had. Like, bonkers. Turn it on. Turn it on. I don't even know. Is she a sociopath? Is it narcissism? Is it all of the above? Equal opportunity? Like, I'm truly curious, like, what this diagnosis is.
Girl, it's all of that and more, according to me. Mental health, not professional, according to me.
Yeah.
The other thing, though, that you bring up is that, like, how her tweets, how she would like live tweet every single thing that was happening in her life. And also, like, one of the women in the room was like, oh, like, while we were working in Grey's Anatomy, she would be like, kind of like, you know, like talk a lot about her diagnosis and stuff, but like try to like keep it very vague. Someone who's begging you to ask more.
Yeah.
But then online, she would be like, just like motor mouth on the keys, like tweeting about every single thing she'd ever done. And I was like, wait, the fact that after all of this, she was fucking annoying on Twitter is like, it's like, that's a bridge too far. Like, and then
and to top it off, she was annoying on Twitter.
Are addicted to posting. Okay.
Okay. Well, that I can stand with a little bit, but only so much. Do we know where she is now? I should have looked that up before we before we hit record.
I don't really think so, but in an interview, she did say that she would love to write in The Handmaid's Tale. Like that would be like her next dream job. I'm like, oh, my sister. She's so unwell. It's like not even, it's so hard to like wrap my mind around, especially where like in the very end of the documentary, or like in the last episode, when her wife, who she's like been, you know, a vulture, a literal vampire, like confronts her, and she's like, well, you didn't have cancer, and you didn't know anyone at the shooting, and you didn't have an abortion, and your brother didn't abuse you, all of this stuff. And she just, like, according to her wife, said, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Like, admitted to all of it, and like immediately recanted, took it all back, and like, you know, has never really been heard from in a professional capacity since. But like, I just like, that's like the slimiest part of it too, is to like admit to all of it in private, like, and not have any interest in like repairing the lives of these children that you've been an absentee mother to. Not only an absentee mother, like an annoyed, a bitchy mother. Like during the pandemic, she was like in like a Zoom writer's room, and she was annoyed about it. And her kids were like, she would never want to play with us. She would never want to do anything with us. She would be so mad that she was stuck inside with us and would like go to these hotel rooms to write. I was like,
I remember this one part where the kid was talking about having lost her entire senior year. I think it was that time of COVID where like you could start engaging with people again, because Elizabeth refused to get a COVID shot. It was like, yeah, COVID's going to kill me. So like, you can't leave, babe. Like, I would get her ass back for that. I just for that alone. I think the thing that you're saying too that really bothered me so much was like, it is so crazy that there's simply, I think, no words for repair. Like there I don't think there's anything I could hear that would make me be like, okay, I can work toward forgiveness. But the fact that she was like, you caught me, and was like flat wall, like so non-empathetic. Like the children were saying that she was just like, yeah, like dead ass, I did that. Like that was crazy. Anyway, so like that was her, like just no sense of real remorse. And that part was like, you're not a human. you're not a person and there's no heartbeat that's happening in that little chest of yours.
I feel like that woman on the
that
plane,
part was crazy.
That motherfucker is not real. Like, no, I'm
Me
sorry.
too, Elizabeth Finch.
No, I'm sorry. Like, it's not adding up. I think, okay, wait, this is my last thought about this. But like, there's something about just the absolute like brat summer brazenness with which she did all of this stuff. Like after, I think it was after the funeral of like her like wife's ex-husband, like the abuser. And she's like with the kids, or maybe it was like around the COVID time, but during some time she was with the kids and like she was like, they were, you know, upset about something. She's like, well, I'm missing Emmys. I was nominated and I'm missing the Emmys. And it's like cut to everyone who worked on Grey's Anatomy with her. She was not nominated for an Emmy. She was not invited to the Emmy.
She wasn't cooking like that. She was not.
There was not an Emmy in her name. They just shared an E. Like it was one of those things that I'm like, oh, you low down dirty dog in the gutter.
Yeah.
I hope you choke. I hope you choke.
And this is the petty princess in me, which is like, I know those co-writers were so excited to get their lick back because like there's the serotonin rush of having a feeling that someone is kind of a cunt and not being able to like really name it, especially because they have cancer. Like, and then being like, oh, I got you. It was all true. Like, I know they settled right into that interview. A shot, B shot. We're good. Let's roll. I'm ready. Like, you know, they were ready. They were locked in.
Oh my God.
And I'm glad they did.
What does every Black mother say? Trust people when they show you who they are the first time. Everyone in that room should be giggling and cackling. Because they were right. Because they were right.
Ate her up. Bed-Stuy's in shambles right now. Yeah.
Girl, I think you mean Williamsburg.
Oh, right. Where you used to live. Because interracial couples
are
down a billion. Are down 1,000. Oh my God. Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz have called it quits. Yeah. I'm sorry. Representation matters, but I guess they couldn't bear it any longer. The couple who has been dating since I think like 2021 have separated. They were engaged. They, I feel like, kind of hit the scene with that very specific photo of Zoe Kravitz on the back of Channing Tatum riding a bike, bald-headed, sexy as hell, around maybe like upstate or somewhere like so random. That photo woke me up. That photo made me say, bisexuals maybe do deserve rights. And, you know, they had a little bit of a whirlwind romance. They've been dating for 3 years. They were engaged for 1. They had Blink Twice.
I was about to say, I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you in. We don't need no more Blink Twice. Society has moved past the need for Blink Twice. I'm just going to blink once.
Yeah, I'm not going to blink at all. I'm having a staring contest. No more of that. But they called out their engagement. And I think it's funny that it's been positioned as this surprise or shock. And I'm going to go ahead and say 'twas not a shock for some of us in the room here. Hunter, were you surprised by the breakup? Did you feel gooped? Did you feel gagged?
I wasn't surprised by the breakup, but I was surprised that it kind of came so randomly. Like I thought it was going to come like a little bit longer after Blink Twice.
Yeah.
But it kind of seemed like that movie just came out this summer, right? Like it just kind of seemed like a quick progression.
And they were working overtime in that press interview for a couple that's pretty mum. Like they don't really post each other a lot. People even forget that they date. I have this one TikTok that kind of goes, it went viral a few years ago just about, you know, something I love, something I'm passionate about is himbos and art hose. And I do like when they link up. And that's what Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum were giving. And I had this TikTok about it that kind of blew up. And I swear to God, I like once a month I would get a comment just being like, wait, they still together? First of all, asking me is crazy because I wish, but I'm not in their throuple. Mm-hmm. But I think people just forgot about them because of how low key they were. And then they were, you know, all up in this press tour for that horrible movie. And I think they were really charming. I thought they were really cute. And it made me want to believe in them more, even though, yes, I knew that they were going to call it off and call it quits at some point. Mm-hmm. They both give me people that like don't really need to be married in life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. But I have to disagree. I think that what was so charming about the relationship to me was that he talked about it all the time. He would talk about her all the time. Like in every interview he did, he would like talk about how she got him to stop wearing Crocs, how she's like the most accomplished director he's ever worked with.
Yeah.
Steven Soderbergh. Just like, you know, a constant kind of like affirmation of their love, which I thought was like, it's very cute to see, like you're saying, himbo, man who like motor mouth about how much he loves his GF. And then her being like a lot more quiet, demure, like leaving a lot up to their imagination.
Demure. Zoe Kravitz is not demure in my opinion, but yeah.
I think she is. I think she gives us that persona. She's very like, she doesn't really do a lot of press. And when she does, it's always just a fucking YSL photo shoot.
Yeah. And that works for me, actually. That's actually just enough. I guess I mean more specifically, like on social media, they're pretty mum about each other. Like the one thing that he does post that I know is, what? What is that face that you're making?
Excuse me. They're pretty mum about each other. What about the photo he posted of her like curled up in his arms and he's shirtless? Yeah, sure. So he looks like, I've said this a million times and I'll say it a million more because it's correct. He looks like a newborn like the father of a newborn who's in the hospital doing like chest, like skin to skin contact in that photo. It looks so weird to me.
That probably translates to their relationship in ways you maybe don't even know. Like, but that was like one of like I don't know, Channing Tatum be posting. That nigga is online. His Instagram stories are constantly filled with he posts like he is a dad, but like it's always these random memes. It's always this low-key like kind of hoteppy like quote cards. And then when he started dating, I wrote an article about this. When he started dating Zoe Kravitz, it wasn't just like the Crocs he kicked. He started posting like him reading like Just Kids. And I was like,
love, absolutely. The real thing is, do you think that he's gonna unfollow all of her Stan accounts, which he famously followed once they got together? Yeah, no, he's locked in.
I don't think so.
Who do you think broke up with whom?
I actually feel like I do have a thing where I think every breakup is mutual unless it's like a toxic relationship. And they give me non-toxic. It seems the reports have said like it's all pretty like, you know, chill, no bad blood between them. Like it was really amicable. It sounds like it was kind of like Gwyneth Paltrow kind of consciously uncoupled. They kind of linked and built to separate. But I feel like it wasn't just like one person leading the charge here. Why? Do you think Zoe broke up with Channing? Do you think Channing broke up with Zoe?
I think she broke up with him. And I'll tell you why. Because first of all, this breakup happened like last weekend and it was in People like 4 days later. That's such a weirdly fast timeline for something that feels amicable. Do you know what I mean? Then she was shooting something in LA or in New York. He was shooting something in North Carolina. Halloween weekend, she's out. Page 6, he's her partying, which, listen, respect, no judgment from me. But then he's posting like moody photos from this like prison movie he's shooting, like outside of a Toys R Us, like hunched over in black and white. I said, oh, he got dumped. Like, no, I respect it, but.
Also, sorry, I just got lost at prison movie. Can't wait for that. God bless.
This is why Ava DuVernay has you blocked right here. You're not anti-carceral enough.
I feel like maybe I'm just biased because something about this relationship I feel like makes me misogynistic, and maybe it's just the way that I stand Channing Tatum so hard and find him to be her cool factor. Yeah. It's not her YSL. It's not her, like she's too beautiful and she's too much of a nepo baby to, I think, ever be like really interesting, you know, and I gave her music a shot. I gave her filmography a shot.
Oh my gosh.
I gave High Maintenance a shot. Or not High Maintenance. Oh my God.
High Fidelity.
I can't remember the name.
I hate to see what you say about me when I'm not in the room.
Hunter refuses to get off this hill that she and Zoe Kravitz are tethered. It's like, have you ever seen them in the same room? I mean, you have seen them on the same byline, but take the glasses off.
No.
Take the glasses off.
No, I need my glasses when you're going to talk so mean about me. I need my emotional support, cunty little glasses.
I really am the Channing Tatum of this relationship, though. Like, I am the himbo and you are at the movies, just like Zoe. But, you know, I think like something about them, to me, they both seem like they'd be really good exes. And I often think about their exes. I spend a lot of time thinking about when Jessie J and Channing Tatum dated. It was important to me, and it was what gave us, if we all remember, Jessie J gave us a lot of noise and a lot of nothing. And a one stage performance where she had a broken leg and she was sitting down the whole time yelping. But the most important thing she has given us, besides that one song with Nicki Minaj and Ariana Grande,
Bang Bang,
Bang Bang, thank you, was this nude of Channing Tatum in the shower. Only thing covered his dick. It was in black and white. It was tasteful. It was shot from way below in a way that I was like, girl, get up. Or get lower. I don't know. And it was like, do you remember that photo?
Yeah. And it was like
in
from the
shower.
back of him. Like it was from the back. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of the like almost nude shot that Ben Affleck had in Gone Girl, if you remember that at the very end of Gone Girl.
I actually don't, but you bring that up often.
Someone's not off book. Sorry, I'm a big Ben Affleck head. My bad.
Yeah, I guess. I was like, that, okay, your type.
Okay, so Jessie J mattered to you.
I think about Jessie J mattered,
to you.
Okay? I'm saying the brave thing, which is Jessie J mattered. Jessie J Hive, I'm with you. But I think about their relationship a lot, and that also seemed like an amicable breakup. It seemed like besides the financial part of it, the Jenna Dewan, Channing Tatum, still hoping that they work out for some reason. Well, because of Step Up. But that seemed rather amicable too. Like he seems like someone who would be chill in a breakup, and she seems like someone who would get back with her ex, actually. Which in many ways is amicable.
No. I have to disagree. Did you not see? Well, first of all, we talked about this, that after the divorce was finalized, the 6-year divorce over like the financial, like money stuff, Jenna Dewan posted the photo of Nicole Kidman, arms outstretched, after she finalized her divorce from Tom Cruise. Okay, now keep that in mind when I tell you that after, like, just as the Channing Zoe news was breaking, Jenna Dewan's like fiance, who she has 2 kids with, posted all caps on his story, ha 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 ha, like, you know, full screen text, which I swear if I met God tomorrow on my hands and knees, I would say that was a reference to the 2010 Sony email hack email Channing Tatum sent to Jonah Hill and like the Sony executives about how well 22 Jump Street was doing. Like that was like such a deep cut reference in my mind, according to me.
Wait, okay, so many follow-up questions, and also, Hunter, I'm gonna need you to touch grass. I'm gonna need you to get some air. I'm so thankful that you do the work, you do the hard work, you do the dirty work. Like, wow, you are quick and you are scary, bitch. But first thing, why would that email be? Why was that email like a deep cutter? Why did that matter? Saying about that, how that movie went well.
It was just like such an iconic, I don't know if you like read and reread the Sony email hacks, which I often do. It was like one of the most famous emails to come out of that hack, other than Amy Pascal saying that she bet Barack Obama liked Django Unchained. That after like, I think it was after 22 Jump Street became like the number 2 like R-rated movie of all time, like opening weekend, and like R-rated comedy, I should say. And then he was like, oh, suck it, like Cate Blanchett, and like sent this like truly like 4,000 words of just ha-has. And it was funny. It was like, wow, crazy. I feel like
suck at Cate Blanchett is so funny.
No, like you knew where you were. I was in Piano Row for that email.
Yeah. Wait, oh my God, do I need to stop standing white men? She stares into the barrel of the camera and says, oh my God. There's some healing that needs to happen in my heart and my redacted. Okay, well shit. Maybe I take that all back.
I mean, he can still be a nice man.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, all breakups are amicable.
I didn't say all breakups are amicable. I think all breakups that aren't from a toxic relationship are mutual.
Okay.
Like, I think you're kind of linking and building to decide, like, this is not actually what it needs to be for either of us, even if one of them wants it more. But fuck. Okay, all right, fine. I'm sitting with all this news now. So you think she broke up with him. Mm-hmm. He's down bad in his prison movie. I think they also have a movie together that's going to be coming out. I think the same day that their breakup was announced, it was also announced that both of them would star in a new comedy film, Alpha Gang. But like, you know,
Alpha Gang sounds like a movie.
It sounds like a
interracial couple would make. Just to be clear, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any like deep bonds or relationships to like their previous relationships? Did any of that, did like the Penn Badgley era of Zoe Kravitz matter to you, or that random light skin that she dated?
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I do think about often like the half second that she dated Chris Pine. That was like kind of, they were like walking around Soho together like one day. It's like a paparazzi shot. And then I also think about her and Penn Badgley, yes. But then I think about her ex-husband, Carl Glusman, who's an actor. He was in something recently, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I just kind of got the vibe that like he was like too much of like a super fan of hers. And like that's why they got divorced so quickly during COVID. Because it was like, I don't want to be married to you.
Meanwhile, Channing Tatum's following like multiple stan accounts for her. And she's like It's just too much. Maybe fame is a prison. Maybe she hates it.
It is. I know. That's the real prison movie.
Oh God. Wait. Okay. So what do you want next for them? Like, who do you want to see Zoe date, and who do you want to see Channing date? Aside from us.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I want her to date someone like French or British or something. I'm like, she's dated too many American guys. Like, it's enough is enough.
Yeah. I could see her doing. Do you remember when Rihanna dated that billionaire?
Oh yeah.
And then like those formative photos of them fighting in the pool and her yelling at him and then immediately making out with him.
Iconic.
I actually I could see that for her. I like want like a random billionaire for her. Like that feels actually something that's up her alley in the same way like Lana plus Alligator Man makes perfect sense. That's math. And then like Zoe Kravitz, gorgeous, beautiful, basic Nepo baby, billionaire.
I could totally see her like in the kind of like Salma Hayek thing where it's like, oh, you're married to someone like extremely like wealthy and powerful. And yet that's like the 8th most important thing about you.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. And then for Channing, I don't know. He needs to, if he walks around Williamsburg long enough, he'll find someone new. If he goes to like the massage place that he and I both go to, he'll find someone new.
Not Williamsburg. I think he would be mixy in like, not Bushwick.
Oh my God, he would tear up Clandestino. Are you kidding? He'd be skateboarding around. Are you kidding? No.
He would be skateboarding around. But I see him more as like, I think he's part of the Bed-Stuy movement. The white boy, especially if he shaves, that keeps that head shaved. The white boy and Bed-Stuy movement, yeah, he'll find luck there. I actually do, okay, hold on, now we're cooking. Like this idea of him dating, total opposite, a normie. Just the way like Andrew Garfield's kind of dating, or I think they just broke up, but like that witch woman.
Or Keanu Reeves and like that art dealer, you know, or like some kind of like, she's either an artist or a scientist, you know, what's the difference? But like that, I could totally see that.
And I guess like, you know, most days I'm consider myself a normie, so there's that. Something to consider. Let me say this.
Lord have mercy. Peyton, have you listened to the new Tyler album?
I did, actually.
I'm wondering if you feel represented as a Los Angeles bisexual.
I thought you were going to say as a person who got an abortion because of that one song.
What?
Sorry. Whoa.
Okay, well, either.
But yes, I do feel sorry. Continue.
I was listening to it. I was like, oh my gosh, album about being bi, living in LA, driving a car. I wonder, this is Peyton's story.
Yeah. I lent my narrative to the script. How'd you like it? You're kind of a little Tyler stan now.
And not now. I've been one since Flower Boy, actually. You can call me Northwest, the way I'm a Tyler the Creator stan.
You're kind of dressed a little Tyler-like too, right now, in your little polo button-up and attitude.
It's Old Navy, not Spawn, but it can be for the right price. No, I love this album, and I felt like it is such a like, just complete. I don't know. It feels like so vulnerable and so like actually dealing with thinking about like what parenthood could be like, both reflexively as like Tyler's own parents and then also how he would parent and like thinking about being a parent. The last whatever 3 songs, the one where he says called Like Him, where his mom tells him that like his dad like wanted to be more of a father, but she didn't feel ready. And that's kind of like the original wound of Tyler's like whole discography, you know, that like his dad was like pretty absentee. And this, I mean,
what album is this? Which number?
This is his 8th album.
Okay. Chromacopia. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Chromatica. This is the black gays, the bisexuals get Chromacopia. The regular gays get Chromatica. But
I don't even know if that's shade. But I liked it.
It's not. It is what it is. That's all I'll say.
Oh God. Here you go talking in riddles. Oh brother.
What were some of your favorite tracks?
I made a list. Sticky, the one with Sexy Red and Glorilla, Darling I, and Like
and
Him.
Lil Wayne.
And I also like the one where, what is it called? Oh, Judge Judy, I like that one. And then I also wrote down my favorite lines because I knew you'd ask.
Of course. Hit me.
And
one of them better be included that I think. Okay, go.
Okay. 5 a.m, I be hating on shit. 10 p.m, I be hating on shit. Oh, that doesn't sound like me? Okay.
No, Hunter has that tattooed on her lower back, by the way. So.
Okay, this one. Allergies to bum niggas. I see you. My eyes itching.
Hunter was like, oh, so this is a Bible.
What
I should have been reading.
I take a Zyrtec every morning just because of the men in Brooklyn. And there was another one, the one about pronouns, like, I don't use pronouns like I'm that nigga and that bitch. I was like, that's funny. That's
okay,
clever.
That's TikTok. But yes, I understand.
Okay, what did you like?
Okay, I liked Sticky, loved Sticky, missed Lil Wayne. I liked Take Your Mask Off. I liked Balloon. I liked specifically that line about, I think the abortion song is called Hey Jane.
Yeah.
But specifically there was a line about her craving a 10-piece.
Oh, yes.
Something about craving a 10-piece post-abortion is so real and so true, I'll tell you that. And then specifically, I thought this would be a line that you liked.
Okay.
One of my favorite lines on Chromacopia was just, I can tell her dad is black.
Ooh.
And it's so specific. And it feels like an important counter to when you can tell someone's mom is white.
Yes. Oh my God.
You know?
Let me say this.
And I said, he shook it up.
Tyler on Love is Blind, white mom. We'll get to it. No, we'll get to it. Don't worry. I've never liked Sexy Red. Like, never enjoyed Sexy Red as much as I have on Sticky. Like, it just feels like I sense Tyler's strength as like a producer arranger on this album specifically. Like, you can feel his kind of prowess, how he can put together such a song that feels like different from every other song on the album, but also feels like totally in step with what's popular right now.
Something that's so interesting to me is like his enduring legacy and also the way that he's kind of a music industry darling besides starting his career as being like so, you know, flog gnaw, anarchist, like talk to shit,
totally
homophobic, all the things, problematic, all the things. I didn't love him I still don't love him, I think. I'm not like a big Tyler Creator stan, but like I do find him and his positioning in the music industry to be fascinating, especially his draw towards young people. Like Northwest being so obsessed with Tyler the Creator is one of the funniest things to me.
And that she was Tyler for Halloween was so like, but like from Igor era, which is even more random. It's like she's not new to this, she's true to this. That song album came out when she was like 6.
Right. Was she even alive? But the only thing that keeps me at bay with Tyler the Creator is Tyler the Creator stans. I've been to Camp Flog Gnaw. I've seen the way those white boys move. It's troublesome. It's giving January 6th. And so I can't participate. But I will listen, and I did listen, and I liked it. But I'm never going to a live show.
I saw his show at MSG like 2 or 3 years ago. Absolutely got COVID there. And it was just so weird to see like a bunch of white boys like doing a mosh pit. And I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, this song is about like loving Black women, but also loving white boys. Like, it was just.
Let me tell you, 2 things can be true. I'll tell you that firsthand.
Are you listening to the lyrics?
Hand to the Bible, I'll tell you that. 2 things can exist at once. Okay. Yeah,
well, no,
too many white boys saying the N-word for me at those concerts. So I have to just listen on, you know.
I think at
Amazon
my show
Music
he saw white boys say the N-word and was like, oh, stop. You right there. Hold on. Okay, well, I'm happy to have your POV. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
Would you cancel me if I said Tyler the Creator sound alike at my house? $50 prize.
And I will say Zoe Kravitz, Channing Tatum, look-alike contest, my bedroom, 5 p.m. sharp, PST. See you there.
No prize money? Oh, you're a nasty girl.
Not at all. This is a prize money right here. Right there.
Let me say